Hey, welcome back to the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. I'm Mike Griffith. This is the Bakersfield Speedway segment. Got owner, track manager, track worker,
Track everything.
not bathroom cleaner. Scott
Yeah, I don't clean
Schweitzer
bathrooms.
here.
I'll do it all, but I do a lot, but no, I don't touch the bathrooms.
Stops at the bathrooms. There you have it. He'll paint. He'll move dirt.
Yep.
He's not cleaning toilets.
Not going to do that.
No.
You got to set a limit somewhere. You got to draw that line in the sand, and that's where I did.
Well, that's good. Somebody's got to clean them. But
I got someone to clean them. I'm just not doing it.
yeah, and that's how it should be. You're doing enough anyway.
Okay.
So you just had a pretty good race last weekend. The racing for Ronald Knight, $24,500 raised for that, and good racing throughout the night, I thought.
We did. We had 5 divisions of racing for the Racing for Ronald 2016 event. So great night of stuff that went on earlier, and we rolled it right over into a night of racing, and turned out to be good. Had a draw-redraw format, so we were able to pull some new people in. They didn't have to worry about the point system and where they were going to start to run for some extra money. So great night of racing and good event.
On that draw-redraw, basically what happens if you're leading in points at the Speedway, you start about 10th if all things given, somewhere around there.
Depending on how many people show up. But, yeah, roughly about the 5th or 6th row, the way the invert
and then
works.
the people who are lower in points will start closer to the front.
Right.
And that theoretically that the faster guys have to work their way up to the front.
Right.
On a draw-redraw is just luck of it. You can have somebody really quick to start up front.
Absolutely.
And
especially for a visitor that's coming from out of town that doesn't have a point average at our racetrack, he has to start in the back. So
yeah, and that's always tough.
It's not a good lure for someone, let's say from Santa Maria or Hanford, that we want to come enjoy this event and support the cause. Gives them a chance to hey, I got just as same shot of starting in front row as the points guys. So it's a good deal. I'm only allowed so many per year through IMCA, but we were able to get authorizations, and we're doing it again this weekend. So hopefully we'll pull some more people in.
Okay, and then they did. You had Sport Mods there. They took the track. I think that was the last event of the night, but we've got it up front here, and Tom Mock with his photos as usual, lighting everything up. And you got Chris McKellar there, and Levi Kiefer running in the 3AC car there. And look who's in victory lane. It's Levi Kiefer. And here it was, by the time Sports Mods ran, it was pretty much down low was the fast way around, and Kiefer started on the inside of the second row, I believe, and he had the lead right away.
Yeah, Levi's tough. There's no doubt about it. When Levi's up towards the front, he's the guy you're going to contend with. And track looked real well. We're able to keep it in great shape. But then the hobby stocks kind of slicked it off, and that created that one groove. A couple cars were trying it up high, but I don't think there was much there. They weren't able to blow it off.
Yeah, we saw a picture. Tom had some of the pictures from that night. You saw, I know Chris McKellar, who's leading in points, and he's won 3 races, I think. He was trying to run up high, and some other guys were trying to run up high, just trying to
a guy like
see if it'll work.
With Chris McKellar, I mean, he's leading in points, and he's not going to just play follow the leader. He's going to go after it. So he's going to try different lines, different things, but just wasn't up there. So still a great race. Great to see Levi Keither and Michael Johnson in second place.
You got there, and Michael Johnson came on at the end, and actually I have a video in turns 3 and 4 on the last lap. Bumped Kiefer pretty good. I don't think anything really intentional there.
No.
And after the race, Michael said, I'm not going to drive through somebody. I don't drive that way. I wasn't going to take him out.
Yeah, it was
to
good
get the win.
Michael's a good hard racer, and he showed it. And he didn't give he gave Levi a tough race, and it was cool to see Michael. I didn't get a chance to tell him, but he had a tribute body on his car to Scott Black, that a good family member of the racetrack that we lost, and he changed his number to 5SB, which is pretty cool. And then to see him run up front, so
and he ran up front of that car, and then Brylan Holder, kid's doing well, finished third there, and that's a close race too. And he had his hands full with Jason Nation right behind him. And interesting about Mr. Nation, they're having triplets.
They're having triplets. But if he's not busy enough, man, they rebuilt his whole car. He had a incident in the heat race, and boy, they were cutting the front end up and re-welding it and pulling it back straight, and then to turn right around and get a 4th place is a great effort by Jason Nation.
Then you got Billy Simpkins, Jordan Hager, as we talked, Chris McKellar, Matt Lewis, Nick Spainhoward, and Jarrett Schweitzer on the track and the Sport Mods.
Yeah, great top 10 right there. So it's great to have everybody out there.
And we had hobby stocks out there as well. And this was an interesting race. We can see here that's Jackie Wood going around. I think Jackie Wood went around 3 times. He was leading the first lap and spun and went all the way to the rear. And he came back through the field pretty good, but there was just enough track here that there was kind of 2 grooves or a groove and a half. And these hobby stock guys, they go for it. And there were 6 cautions early on, just kind of slowed stuff. You can see Aaron Stewart on the outside there.
Yeah, the hobby stock was another great race, and we had some guys back out like Jackie Wood that hadn't been in the car in a while, and Tyler Johnson here that stepped up and drove a hobby stock. So it was good to see some good new fresh talent in there, and it produced a great race.
I said Tyler's first hobby stock race, jumped into Don Mead's car. Said it was a pretty good car, and he wasn't anywhere early on in the race. You kind of saw the 99 back, but he wasn't in the top. There were, I think, 6 or 7 different leaders in this race, which it was tough to stay up front in this one. But Tyler Johnson comes away. Lloyd Wren Jr., the 87 car there, he came up pretty good. Mike Hill Jr. led for a long time and kind of fell back there at the end and finished 3rd. And then Kevin Collier, he hasn't run too much this year.
Yeah, Porterville guy at past track champion has been racing up there in Porterville and was able to show up. And with the redraw, I mean, another advantage where it pulls people in. And Kevin had a great race. He's always fast. The orange car, when it shows up, orange 18, you know you got your hands full with him.
Another Porterville driver, Michael Scruggs, finished 5th, followed by Chris Settlemeyer, Kyle Wood, who after leading, going all the way back to the last, coming back to 7th is pretty good. Then Aaron Stewart, Jaden Schweitzer, and Jackie Wood right up the top 10 there. And we had IMCA stock cars here, and Mike Hill Jr. there, Devin Jones there in the 76th. And they all hike that. These cars are unique because that left front is up all the time, much like a IMCA modified.
Yeah, these cars, they have a good sized motor in it, and with the type of chassis that they run, they're hiking that left front up off the ground, and it's really interesting to watch. And it's a great battle. I had 10 cars out there, and that shot there of Robbie Sawyer, he was really carrying the left front around the
that's
the
from the heat race early in the evening. You can see that left front there, but that's the way it was that whole race, and Robbie was in that car. That's the car that Dylan Hager normally drives. Dobie Hager owns it, I think, and shot of Robbie there, and Robbie got out front, and he was stout. So I think he's raced this twice now.
Yeah, I think
and 2 wins.
Yeah, he's been real good in that. Obviously, Steven Johnson's been dominating this class. So Robbie, they dusted that thing off and said, let's go give him a run, and they absolutely did. And to see Devin Jones finished up in 2nd, I mean, he was right on Robbie's tail on this bumper there, bumping him a few times in the last couple of laps. So it was a good race. Robbie was able to hold him off.
And then Steven Johnson had to work his way up, and it was a tough track to pass on, and so 3rd place finish for him. And he says they finally beat me. I think he had won 8 straight.
Yeah, he was
Robbie
on a
won
roll.
the first race in a different car. Steven won 8, now Robbie won.
Yeah, so Steven's on a roll. I mean, he's trying for that California State Championship in the stock cars, and it's got a great season going with all the wins.
There you got Ron Hurt, Troy Pate, Alan Mendes, Chad Johnson. Thought Chad might do a little better than that, but take a 7th. Gina Hendricks, Pat Biggs, and Mike Hill Jr., who had some problems, ran strong early on and had some problems.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's had some motor issues, got a new motor in there, and it won't be long. They'll get that thing figured out, and you'll see Mike in the top half of the ladder.
You got the mini stocks here, and boy, we got Lonnie Spiller back on a roll. She's
dominated. She had a little trouble early in the year, but I would pretty safe to say she's got it figured out now.
Yeah, she won 3 straight races, started the season, had some mechanical issues, has won 3 straight now, and there was nobody touching her.
Yeah,
she got around. Misty Warren led early, wound up finishing 2nd. Sean Schwarzenberger, Mike Conway,
Mike
Andy
Conway,
Boytzen, Clinton Massey, Lance Gonzalez, Josh Nichols in 8th, Chris Settlemeyer in 9th, and Jason Cook in 10th.
Yeah, we had a good field of mini stocks again for the Racing for Ronald event, and it pulled out some new mini stocks, and it was good to have them out there, and had a great event.
Yeah, and then the NMRA midgets got out front, led from start to finish in this little quick 20-lap race, and big smile there. This guy was happy to be in victory lane.
Yeah, Scott Dobson, I believe, is the guy that got the victory there. Oh, Scott
Niven.
Nivens. I'm sorry. But,
Nivens.
yeah, in the 59 car, my son actually used to drive that car, so it was good to see the 59 back in Victory Lane. But, yeah, he it's a good car and got a good start, and he was off. It's always tough to beat Chuck and Wes in the 36 and 38 cars. So.
And then Scott Dobson in fourth. Ace Kale in fifth, Kevin Kale in sixth, and Wes Cummings in seventh. And then we have this coming up.
Yeah, one of a big emotional event for us coming up this weekend, our second annual Mike Mosier Classic in honor of our Mike Mosier, our longstanding announcer out at the Speedway. So looking forward for the event this Saturday, but it's always a tough one.
It's a tough one, and those who know Mike died of cancer last year, and he was able to make the first Mike Mosier Classic. He was there. He was presented a key to the city by Mayor Harvey Hall, who's a big friend of racing. And a very emotional night that night. Mike's son was down here. Wayne Dotson had his sport mod decked out in the same colors that Mike had when Mike used to run a modified. And so had that car out there, very emotional night. And then it wasn't long, Mike went to Phoenix, and he passed away shortly after that first annual event.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to the second annual. The family, all the sons and their families coming out. Actually, his granddaughter's going to sing the national anthem for us, so we're really looking forward to that. Wayne's going to put the body back on the car and run the same car. So, like I said, tough event, but we're really excited to have it, the second annual Mike Mosier Classic. Going to be a great night and a great night of racing, too.
Yeah, and I think he is dearly missed by everybody out at the Speedway and anybody who used to go there. You just miss the down-home style of announcing, the shout-outs, the wiener that was too big for the bun, all his his homespun sayings that he had.
Absolutely. Every Saturday night when we get ready to go racing and the microphones turn on, you're kind of, we got used to hearing him every Saturday night, and it was a tough loss, and we feel it every Saturday night when we go racing. I mean, we filled the shoes, but it wasn't. We don't have the same that we had with Mike, and we'll never have that. So we're just happy that Wayne and Wendy Dotson were able to come to me, and we put the event together, and we're able to continue it.
And this we got IMC Modifieds back, and Scott Pounds has just been on fire since Bill Henderson put him in one of his Brad Pounds on fire since Bill Henderson put him in one of his cars, and I think Robbie Sawyer said that's just not fair.
Yeah, you know what? Bill's got great equipment, and as soon as that move was made, and it only took a week or two till Brad was standing on victory lane.
I think
it's going to be hard to get him out of there.
He's 3 for 3 in that car, I believe, at both tracks, and and he's leading. So that's everybody's going to be shooting for Brad Pounds. That Sport Mods, great division. They're going to be back for the second straight week. Then you got the Pro Stocks. I'm sure Lee Jensen's going to be out there, tough running, and American Stocks come back, and that's roll the dice is who's going to win that one.
Yeah. There's 5-6 cars right there that can win on any given Saturday night. So we got a great field of cars, a great show. We're going to do some things out there, and should be a fun night.
And you said there's an increased purse as well, correct?
Absolutely. Modifieds run for $1,000 to win. And the cool about the modifieds, they're going to be running 50 laps. They'll run 25 laps, and then we'll throw a caution flag. They'll have a break, 10-minute break, where they're allowed to work on their cars in front of the fans. So the guys can make some changes, add fuel, tires, change shocks, do whatever they want. They can do it in 10 minutes, and then we'll run the last 25 laps. So
that's pretty cool because throw a little more money at them. I like that split race.
Yeah.
Gives them a little chance, and gives the fans a little more time.
Yeah.
And the track's going to change.
Absolutely. That's the big thing about dirt track racing is when you throw the green flag to when you throw the white flag coming around for the last lap, the track changes dramatically, and especially in your car changes, or some people just miss the setup. So this gives them that chance, if they can hold on and get through the first 25 and make some changes and still stay up to the front, have a chance of winning it and bringing home a great trophy. I should have brought one. We had some great trophies made. It's got some antique microphones on them. And that's what everybody wants, the Mike Mosier Classic trophy in your garage.
Okay, there you go. And once again, 7 p.m. start. A little later than it used to be earlier in the year, so 7 p.m. starts. Get out there, Bakersfield Speedway. It's going to be a good night of racing.
It will.
Okay, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Mike.